Yeah, Jewish Republican Coalition, I think. They had a meeting a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that sounds... I don't know what the hell you call that.
Yeah. Basically, it's oy vey, they know the truth now. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
That's basically was them panicking that young Americans are waking up to Jewish power in America, and this has been a topic that's been censored for a long time.
You know what's crazy, Myron? Both sides.
Yep.
The left and the right.
Well, it's so I was talking about this with a friend. This is the first time ever, and I can't think of another political issue. If you guys could think of one, please let me know. Yeah. But this is the only political issue that I've seen both people on the far right and the far left actually agree on.
Right.
It's the only thing is what now for different reasons. On the right wing, it's more for nationalism, subverting our government. You know, for a lot of the Christians killing people, right, bombing churches. For the left, it's this is an apartheid ethno. State that's occupying these people. So for them, it's more humanitarian. For us, for on the right wing, it's more about nationalism and subverting our government. And then obviously for the devout Christians, like killing children. Right. I think both sides agree on that's wrong. But yeah, man, it's crazy where two different factions. But put it this way: if me and Hassan Piker agree on something, you're fucking up.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something's going on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Either way you chop it up, both sides is a conflict for both.
Yeah.
In our country.
Yep.
Yeah. What's up with this idea that they're Jews are God's chosen people? And when I hear Christians make that argument, I'm like, kind of dumbfounded. I'm like speechless. Like, how do you draw that conclusion?
Yeah, it's retarded dispensationalism. It's really what it comes down to. It's
It's a talking point. It's a talking point. It's like a crutch.
Yeah, it's like retarded evangelical Christians.
Yeah, they take scripture out of context to fit their narrative. I don't see how people fall for it. Like, Ted Cruz is like the worst. He really pushes that.
Yeah, the Schofield Bible is, absolutely brainwashed a lot of these people. And,
Do you think they're brainwashed or they've been paid to say that?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. I think
they got incentive.
I think it's indoctrination and obviously a financial thing. And then also, like, from a political stance, you're not making it in D.C. unless you support the Jews. Like, it's just not happening.
They dictate who's elected in our
Absolutely.
country.
And the GOP, it's even more so.
Right.
Right? Now, and this is what I predict, right? So as we know, there's the mayor race with Mamdani, right? Who he's probably going to win.
I hope he wins.
Yeah.
I hope he wins.
So this is what I think is going to happen. If Mamdani wins, which is heavily favored, right? What's more than likely going to happen is the Democrats are going to take that political strategy. And the reason why Mamdani is so relatable is because he doesn't take Zionist lobby money, or at least doesn't do it overtly. He's promising people free shit, whatever. But I think one of the most endearing things about him, why people are voting for him, is that he's not taking Zionist money like the other candidates. Right. And I think for the DNC or the Democrats, that's going to be how they're going to campaign based off of how Mamdani's doing it now. AOC and Bernie Sanders came out to support him. I think you can't. They had like a rally called like "You Can't Buy New York" or something like that. Because Bill Ackman and all these other rich Jews have been like putting millions upon millions behind people competing against running against Mamdani. Which is kind of funny because like I think Bill Ackman and them have spent more money trying to keep Mamdani out of office versus what Mamdani would have probably charged them for taxes. So it's like it's kind of funny. But they obviously have a vested interest because he's not super pro-Israel. But I think that's going to be the playbook that the Democrats use in the 2020 election because they've lost so much support.
Because of that support for Israel.
Exactly. So they're going to have to rebrand, and I think the way they're going to rebrand is they're going to have to be the party that finally puts the foot down on the Zionist lobby. But I don't know. I think we're still like maybe 2 or 3 elections away from doing that. I still think that they still have their tentacles very deep when it comes to the political world. Politicians are typically 10, 20 years behind the public anyway. So it's going to take some time to move those gears that have been stuck like that for decades.
Yeah. When I hear that term Zionist or Christian Zionist, that's like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a retarded genius.
Right. But then I heard, Officer Tatum, right? He calls himself a black Zionist.
Yeah, bro.
Christian. I was like, that's even more of an oxymoron.
Yeah. When because I had a debate with him, right?
Right. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, you saw it?
Yeah.
And look, I'm the type of person I can, agree to disagree with you, even if you have a pro-Zionist stance or whatever. I can still have a respectful discussion. But it's crazy how He was just like denying the genocide, denying people dying.
He was like, prove it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. And then so I'm like, bro, we got this shit like 4K. Like, literally, like
only a Republican. You can look at the drone footage, look at that city, the children, the innocent non-combatants that died. Yeah. That's not a genocide. That's war.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's crazy because when I put the shoe on the other foot, I'm like, okay, let's go off your logic that it's a war. So then October 7th, shouldn't that be that big of a deal, right? Exactly. It's war, right? When they went in there and attacked them. And he's like, oh, well, they killed, 1,200 Israelis. Not really. The IDF killed a lot of them too. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, the Hannibal Directive, right? And for your audience that might not be familiar, there's this directive that Israel uses when Palestinian militias try to come into the kibbutzes and kidnap people. They'd rather kill those people that are being kidnapped, right? They say, oh, it's only for soldiers. Well, in Israel, military service is required for at least like 2 years. So everyone's effectively a soldier, right? So anyone that gets kidnapped, they would rather shoot and kill that person or bomb them or whatever it is than let them get back into Gaza. And the reason why is because every single time they kidnap people and get them back over there, they know they're going to have to give like 100 Palestinians to get that one Israeli back. It puts them in a very difficult diplomatic position with hostage negotiation. And they kind of learned their lesson back in like, I think 2014, they kidnapped a guy named like Gilad Shalit, who was an IDF soldier. They had to give 1,000 Palestinians to get him back.
Wow.
And one of those Palestinians that came back, Yahya Sinwar, the guy who planned the October 7th attack.
Wow.
So that's why they don't like doing these hostage exchanges, because a lot of times it's people that they hate coming back. And with Yahya Sinwar, for those that don't know, he was the head of the military wing of Hamas. And he understood why Hamas was able to do that attack and everything else, besides the fact that I think there was a stand-down order. This guy was in jail for like 20 years. And he read and spoke Hebrew, one of the few Arabs that knew how to do it. He studied the Shin Bet and the Mossad. He was aware of all their tactics. So he was a very dangerous enemy for the Israelis, right next to Qassam Soleimani with the IRGC. So when they got him back, that was a problem. So that's what ended up happening later on. So with the Israelis, they don't like doing these hostage negotiations. They sit there and say, oh yeah, we want the hostages back. That's a lie, dude. You guys had a warfare for 2 years. They could have got those hostages back October 10th.
Right.
On 2023, like literally days after they got kidnapped, they could have got them back. And this was reported by Times of Israel. There was a guy who was representing all the families. He went and met with with Benjamin Netanyahu and a bunch of the other, Yoav Golan, all these guys. And basically what they told him behind closed doors was like, hey, look, we want the hostages back, but the military campaign comes first of disrupting and dismantling Hamas. But they could have got him back in exchange for not bombing the hell out of Gaza. But what does that prove? It was never about the hostages. They used October 7th to not just destroy Gaza and do the ethnic cleansing that they're doing now, but also to wage a war in Lebanon, wage a war on Iran, bomb the Houthis, hell, bombing Qatar. Like they've bombed like every Middle Eastern country around them. So that's what it really was. It was never about the hostages because they could have got them back literally 2 to 3 days later, and no one ever talks about it. And it was reported in the Times of Israel by the person representing the families. He has no reason to lie about that.
Yeah. You know what? I wasn't familiar. After that, what happened in Israel? I forget the day. It was October 7th or 11th? What was
it? The 7th of 2023.
Right. I didn't know Israel, the IDF, kidnapped like 1,000 Palestinians and had them as hostages and didn't even charge them with anything until the hostages got released.
Yes. So
that's a war crime.
Yes, they do it all the time. Okay. So when people say, because no one ever actually analyzes why Hamas did what they did. There's a bunch of different reasons. Number one, what you just said. The Palestinians that are being incarcerated without any type of due process, that are literally there, and there's women and children too there. Oh, you're linked to a terrorist, your brother's a terrorist, we're putting you in jail and you got no due process. Next, the Abraham Accords. People think, oh, Trump struck these, Abraham Accords, this is so famous. The Abraham Accords basically was a treaty where Arab countries would recognize Israel. But the thing is this, many of these Arab countries before the Abraham Accords said, we're not recognizing you until you give the Palestinians a state. Right? But what Israel's been doing is they've been kind of kicking the can down the road alongside the United States and trying to get Arab countries to recognize them without dealing with the Palestine question. So there's a bunch of countries that signed on. Sudan did, Bahrain, the UAE, Morocco, I think, a bunch of these countries did. And when October 7th happened, there was actually supposed to be a meeting with Saudi Arabia to join into the Abraham Accords. Now, if Saudi Arabia joined the Abraham Accords, that would have been a big problem because Saudi Arabia is the most influential country in the Middle East because of its religious relevance when it comes to Medina and Mecca. So the Palestinians understood in Hamas, if the Saudis accept Israel, recognize it as a state through the Abraham Accords, we lose a lot of our leverage. Because one of the things for a long time, Saudi Arabia said, we're not going to recognize you until you make a two-state or one-state solution. So that's another reason why that triggered the attack is Saudi Arabia potentially joining the Abraham Accords and Israel trying to circumvent answering the Palestine question. Next was more of a religious reason, the temple. So what they're planning to do is they want to take down the Al-Aqsa Mosque.
Right, I heard.
And rebuild their temple on that mount. Now, what they've been doing for literally decades is they've been hollowing out the ground underneath. Right? Doing it secretly. And the mosque, building tunnels, exactly. And no jokes, like building tunnels under there, hollowing out the ground.
Right.
And the, what was I going to say? The mosque needs a lot of repairs. It's old. And they've been denying permits of fixing it for literally decades. So they want to destroy that mosque and build a temple. That's another reason why Hamas went in. And actually, a lot of Americans don't know this. The name of the operation was called Operation Al-Aqsa Flood. October 7th, Al-Aqsa Flood, because they did. It was for the Abraham Accords, the Palestinian prisoners, the Al-Aqsa Mosque being destroyed, and also obviously the occupation. You know, where they're occupying them in the West Bank and in Gaza. So those were the main reasons why they attacked. And it's always interesting to me how American media never covers why. And they did the same exact shit with Osama bin Laden too.
Right.
And you guys are old enough to remember alongside me when 2001 happened and we got attacked. You know, all the propaganda, they hate us because we're free. Dick Cheney just died yesterday, too. Right? Yeah. The architect of the fucking Israeli war, I call him the top neocon.
Right.
Like, all those lies they told us, but what ended up happening was this letter to America went viral in 2023. And in this letter, on TikTok, it went viral. Bin Laden outlined why they hate the United States and why they attacked us. And when you actually read it, you're like, oh, damn, we did a lot of fucked up shit in the Middle East. Right. They don't hate us because we're free. They hate us because we take their freedom away.
Right.
So
when I heard Nick Fuentes bring this up, that Muslims don't attack and kill people indiscriminately unless you're doing that same thing to them.
Yeah, it's haram. I mean, I grew up in a Muslim household. Killing innocent people is completely unacceptable. Obviously, you know, some extremists contort the Quran to the way that they want to do it. But for the Israelis to sit there and say, oh, like these guys are just attacking us out of nowhere. It's like, dude, you've been occupying them. You've been stealing their land. You kill them. You unjustly imprison them. The only way for them to get those prisoners back is through these hostage exchanges because Hamas doesn't have the capability of fighting the IDF at all. Right. And that's another thing, too. People sit there and say, oh, well, Hamas killed the hostages. That makes no sense. Why would they invade, kidnap them, bring them to Gaza, and kill them when that's the only leverage they have to get their people back?
Right.
People are so dumb. And a lot of these people that died, and it's proven now too, the people that died, the hostages, they were killed by Israel. And the reason why I know this a big part is because a lot of those hostages right now are under the rubble. So I'm sure you guys heard about the 20-point plan that Trump made with Hamas, whatever. One of the contingencies was that they give all the corpses back. So they gave the 20 hostages that were alive, and then they had to give the other 20 like corpses. Well, Hamas can't even give them all because they're buried under the rubble. Well, who put them under the rubble? It wasn't them. It was Israel bombing the fuck out of them that day. So that proves the point.
Even more proof that, hey, y'all just killing us indiscriminately.
Yeah. And you guys killed your own hostages. So it's like, oh, yeah, okay, damn, about that. Okay, here's some. And they like brought bulldozers in and shit like that to help them try to get them out. But it contradicts what they've been saying for years where, Hamas has been killing the hostages. No, they haven't. Yeah. You guys killed the hostages. Why would they give up their only leverage that they have when, these guys have like World War II fucking weaponry and shit, AK-47s that don't even shoot. And they want to, let's go through all this crap and kidnap these dudes and kill them back in Gaza. Like, they're retarded. They could have killed them right then and there if they wanted to do that.
Right. When Trump, they announced these peace agreements between Hamas and Israel, there was a situation where there was a large crowd in Israel, in Tel Aviv. They started booing Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Do we have that footage?
When Steve Witkoff was there, with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, they were giving the speech like as they were doing
Trump
the thing.
Was there too, right?
He wasn't. He was.
Ivanka was. Ivanka.
Yeah, Ivanka was. I'm trying to. I don't know where was Trump at that time. Because he had done a Middle Eastern tour.
Yeah.
He had been.
He was somewhere out there.
I think he went to Egypt.
Yeah.
He might have been in Egypt at the time or was going back. But yeah, because Charlie Kirk's birthday. So he was back to give him a medal. I think he went back.
Right.
There you go.
There it is.
That was when they were doing it.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
That's in Tel Aviv, right?
Yeah.
That's the capital of Israel?
Well, I don't know if isn't Jerusalem the capital, I think. But,
Yeah,
but either way, it's their main city. It's their major. It's like that's their New York City.
Yeah.
Right.
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Damn. Ivanka.
Ivanka doesn't even want to be there. Is she like pissed that they're booing?
She's dead inside.
Yeah, she converted to Judaism, I think.
Yes, she is. How do you do that?
Let me just finish
It's really hard. Takes years. They don't want any of us in. We're all dirty goyim. They're never going to accept her as a real Jew, by the way, too. It's kind of funny.
I was in the trenches, guys. Let me just finish my thought.
Let me get credit for this. We work so hard.
I was in the trenches with the Prime Minister. Believe me, he was a very important part here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, nah.
That's all Trump.
They hate him, huh? Jesus.
Yeah, like, you know.
How does that? Because I used to think Judaism was a religion.
Yeah, being
no,
a Jew
it's a race.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's an ethno-religion. It's both. It's very unique. And this is why we're going back to the whole
Black Zionist
dispensationalism
thing.
and
Yeah.
shit. It's kind of funny because like they'll sit there and they'll say, "Oh, God promised me this land, but I'm an atheist." Like, you know what I mean? It's like, well,
Right.
What?
God promises this,
yeah.
but I'm not a Christian.
Yeah, 'cause
I
most-
think he's in hell burning,
Yeah.
bowling in semen.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And like these, the temple thing, right? Because obviously they don't accept Jesus at all. They look at him as like a sorcerer. His mom was a whore. You know, he's a criminal. All this other stuff. They got him killed. So with the whole temple, the temple organization that's like funding them doing this with, and they're also like bought a bunch of cows, by the way, too. I forgot to mention.
red heifers.
The red heifers. They bought a bunch of red heifers from Texas, and they actually did a test run. What's that dude? Adam King, whatever. They killed one in July.
Yeah.
These niggas are crazy. Like they're like getting ready. Like boy, we're about to fucking bring the Messiah back. Let's go. They did a whole test run, bro. And the nigga's crazy. They killed the fucking cow.
Yeah.
He got the ashes and he brought that shit to the podcast.
I know, I saw it.
What the fuck is going on? They pulls him out all happy as shit. You didn't even see Tim was like uncomfortable. Like, ugh. I think it was like on Tim bullshit. Yeah, like this nigga brought the ashes back. I was like, what the hell is going on? But like, it goes to show, like, these guys are nuts. Like, and they're willing to wage war and destroy the entire Middle East to do this because that is a huge reason why the Muslim world has issues with what Israel is doing because they want to destroy that mosque and it's one of the holiest sites.
Yeah, tell us about the Greater Israel Project.
Yeah, so
And a lot of people don't know about this.
yeah, so okay, I kind of have to go into like Middle Eastern foreign policy for this to make sense. So for people to understand why the Jews, the American Zionist Jews that are here do what they do, we must understand American foreign policy when it comes to Israel because everything that they do here is for the benefit of Israel. And the reality is that Israel's surrounded by hostile countries that don't want them there, right? This has been since 1948. They've had to, fend off and get in wars all the time for what's going on. This is why they have the nuclear bomb, by the way, and why they stole it from us is because of this reason why nobody wants them there. So, and I'll fast forward over to October 7th. So when October 7th happened, right? And you wanted me to answer, what was it? The
Greater Israel Project.
The Greater Israel. Okay. So when October 7th happened, it was like a blessing in disguise for Netanyahu because what it basically did was it allowed him to consolidate power to himself, stave off his criminal charges that he has for bribery and corruption, and do what he's always wanted to do, which is attack and destroy all of his enemies in the bordering countries. Lebanon with Hezbollah, Syria, the Houthis down in Yemen, obviously the IRGC in Iran, etc. So he used October 7th to not just bomb and destroy Gaza and get rid of Hamas, but he also went and then did a ground invasion in Lebanon, started bombing them, killed Hassan Nasrallah, who was the head of Hezbollah at the time, bombed the hell out of the Houthis, killed a lot of their upper leadership. He obviously he was instrumental in getting Syria destabilized and running Bashar al-Assad out of there because as soon as the Lebanon ceasefire got kicked off in late 2024, Ahmed al-Shara, a.k.a. al-Jalani, went with his rebels and took over Syria within 3 weeks because Hezbollah wasn't there to help them and the Russians were fighting obviously with Ukraine, so they couldn't give the air support that they've normally given to Bashar al-Assad. They took Syria in a couple of weeks, and then bam, destabilized. He runs to Russia. Now it's run by Ahmed al-Shara. What does he do? Oh, we want to have diplomacy with Israel in the West. And this is a guy that used to run in Al-Qaeda, by the way. So all of this has been done to create a volatile environment where Israel can spread their influence, because as Syria was going through all this turmoil, they continued their expansion beyond the Golan Heights. They use this whole excuse of, oh, we're bombing Syria because we want to protect the Jews. No, they don't. They want to take more territory in southern Syria. They want to take more territory in southern Lebanon. This is why they've been bombing Lebanon for the past year, even though there's been an active ceasefire in place. Oh, we're just attacking Hezbollah. No, bro, you guys are trying to expand. So the Greater Israel Project is absolutely real, and they want to expand territory. But they sit there. But sometimes, when they're questioned on it directly,
wow, they want all of Iraq.
They'll try to avoid it. But yeah, I mean, this is a big. I mean, speaking of Dick Cheney, Dick Cheney was one of the main architects against Iraq, and a lot of the neocons from that era were Jewish Zionists, right? John Bolton, I think, and Dick Cheney were the only ones that weren't Jewish. But everybody else, Daniel Pearl, Douglas Feith, Paul Wolfowitz, all these guys were all Jews, and they'd been planning this since the 90s with the Clean Break memo of taking over Iraq. But yeah, they want hegemony in the Middle East, and they want to expand territory as much as they can. So that's it, because that will give them the leverage in the Middle East. And the last country standing really against this is Iran, which is why they hate them so much. Yeah.
That term they keep using for them. I was looking up. I did a little research about Brown University. They said we spent like $10 trillion.
Yeah, the war on terror is like, we've spent, and that's just like what they've been able to calculate. That, like, who knows all the opportunities we missed or other things that we could have done that could have been more productive and, created more
That doesn't sound like an ally. It sounds like a parasite to me.
Yeah. And it's great to see that we can finally have this conversation, bro. I remember, dude, back in 2023, before this stuff was okay to talk about, like I would have to use like code words and use sound effects and shit whenever I mentioned them. I used to like hit the cash register, cha-ching, anytime.
Call them globalists.
I would never say Jew. So it's really crazy to see just 2 years. This topic is what got me demonetized, bro. Like this topic is what fucked us up. Yeah, because we were talking about this shit before October 7th. And back then, the censorship was so strong. If you even uttered Zionism or Jews or any of this shit, like you would immediately get put on a hit list by Media Matters, ADL, SPLC, all these fucking watch groups. And they would contact YouTube or these platforms and say, hey, are you aware that this anti-Semite's on your platform, blah, blah, blah. And they would like ban you. But now, since everybody's coming out talking about this stuff, they can't ban everybody, right? The genie's out the bottle. But prior to October 7th and the genocide, bro, like you talked about this, it was a one-way ticket to Banville. So that's precisely what got me demonetized.
Wow, because that word now, man, that's a weapon.
What was that?
They used to weaponize against people and ban you.
Oh, get you debanked, like get you banned off platforms. Like it was, now it doesn't have as much power, right? But I predict, the censorship is going to come back. That's a big thing that they talked about during this whole Jewish Republican coalition. Levin straight up, we're going to censor them. We're going to deplatform them. Blah, blah, blah. Like,
they're no different than the left. They're doing the exact same tactics.
I've said it before, dude. Censorship is Jewish.
Yeah.
People laugh when I say that, but I'm dead ass. Like censorship is a Jewish construct. Dead ass, man. It is a Jewish construct, man. The Bolsheviks did it when they took over in Russia. The first law they put in place: anti-Semitism punished by death.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Carlson, or whether it's Nick Fuentes. For 6 months, I've been fighting these bastards. Whether it's Tucker Carlson, or whether it's Nick Fuentes, and I've been looking over my shoulder looking for help. And you know what I found? Nothing. Nothing. We're here today to do something about this. What do you mean we don't cancel people? We canceled David Duke. Donald Trump canceled David Duke. We canceled Pat Buchanan. We canceled the John Birch Society. We canceled Joseph Sobran. We canceled pornography on TV. We cancel stuff all the damn time. Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
He wants to cancel Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
They don't have a lifetime job like a bureaucrat who we're going to protect. And if they're your friend, there's something wrong with you.
Wow.
No Hitler admirer, Holocaust denier, platformer should be anybody's friend, as a matter of fact.
No friends, no platform, no nothing, huh?
No.
You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged, Nazi, Klan,
He called it Nazis.
jihadist bullshit around American patriotism.
I thought they killed Charlie Kirk because of rhetoric like this.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's, you know,
Yeah. Is it more?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You don't get to claim you're MAGA and America first when you're lining up with the Marxists and the Islamists and Hamas and the terrorists.
What? What?
The cowards. We're surrounded by cowards who have microphones, who have TV cameras, who have websites, who have columns. Cowards. It's spelled C-A-R-L-S-O-N.
Wow, he's gonna spell it.
It's spelled
Think he spelled Carlson?
F-U-E-N-T-E-S.
Fuentes.
It's spelled O-W-E-N-S.
Oh, that's
It's spelled
shocking.
B-A-N-N-O-N.
Bannon.
It's spelled Marjorie Trader Green. You can figure
What?
that out yourself. And they're not alone.
Wow.
How are we going to attack the Mandamis and the Talibs and the Omars and the Sanders and the rest of them
Damn, they're throwing
when
us
in our
all in
own
one big
house
group.
this poison is spreading? We've got to take care of business. We can fight the enemy on the other side. But the problem is, the more daunting problem, the more complicated problem is when they're in our house.
Yeah, that freedom
and
of speech, man. That's the problem.
And I'm telling you, bro, that is a declaration of war.